You guys might want to watch out. Every now and then we'll come across a rat or a mouse or something like that, so be on the lookout for those things just in case.
You're just saying that.
I wish I were.
I'm Michael Sauer, Chief Legal Officer.
And I'm Jill Wilson, VP of Media Development and PR. And we work at Scorpion, where we empower businesses.
We are back on the road, getting to work with some of the most successful companies in the country.
Living a day in their lives.
Learning what drives them.
And having a little fun along the way.
And this is Get to Work! Hey everybody, we are here in Portland, Oregon, visiting with Brian Clark, the president of Stop Restoration.
Stop Restoration stands for Service Team of Professionals. Conveniently enough, our logo's on every street corner that isn't controlled by a traffic light. Service Team of Professionals offers everything start to finish that restoration encompasses, including water damage, smoke damage, fire damage, mold remediation, and biohazard cleanup.
I'm interested to find out what sort of job we have today.
Whatever job it is today, I bet it's going to be really dirty. I bet it's going to be pretty tough. And you know what? I am not going to wuss out this time. I am going to just go all in.
This is what we're dealing with. They've got mice.
Where are they now, do you think?
In here, and they're also in the sub area. Let's go underneath and see what's going on.
I put my feet down and I peeked in and everything in my body just froze up and I just could not do it. I'm going to let Bone do this. I am not going to wuss out today. Even if it is a biohazard, I'm going to put on my hazmat suit and I'm going to get to work.
Today, Jill and Bone are going to be working with Eric Blackburn, our franchisee in the Portland area, and they're going to get a taste of what it feels like to serve customers in their most dire time of need.
Hey, Brian and Eric.
We're ready to get to work! Hey guys.
Hey, I know this guy.
Jill.
Good to see you.
Good to meet you.
Bone.
Good to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
Sure. Meet Eric Blackburn, our franchisee in Portland, Oregon. He's got some stuff
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
the
also.
sleeves today for you. Eric Blackburn has been with Stop Restoration for 9 years. He was a bus driver before he came into Stop. Now he's one of our most successful franchises and one of the example setters. He makes us look good and does a bang-up job for his customers.
We've got a house fire today. We're going to be taking up some wood floor, some really dirty insulation. So I've got a couple of suits for us.
We recognize these.
Yep.
Oh, we've been in
Absolutely.
these before.
Yep, they're going to get dirty. They will not be white at the end of the day. So if you're ready,
Perfect.
let's get going.
All right, let's go, guys.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Service Team of Professionals, time to get to work.
So we pull up to the house. The house is boarded up, and you could smell the house before you walk in.
Even on the street, you could smell smoke.
Oh, wow.
You can smell it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Already.
Yeah, you can. All right, guys, we're about to enter the job site. So this house has had a very serious fire. There's lots of particulate and debris around, so we want to make sure to put our respirators on.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay.
Deal.
Do this. Eric opened the door, and immediately my eyes started watering. You can just feel the smoke. Oh my gosh. There's nothing in here. You walk in, and everything's down to the studs. I mean, everything had been on fire in the house, and you could see it staining everything.
Everything was melted. Everything was burnt. Everything
Yes.
was destroyed. I'd never seen anything like this in my life.
It's a really eerie feeling to be in a space that you knew was on fire not that long ago.
Eric, you were
Wow.
not joking around.
Yep, it's a big one.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so this is the room where the fire started. This house we're working at here had a fire in the fireplace, and there's a little bit of a breach in the fireplace, and an ember was able to get down under the house. So it actually lit the crawl space on fire, and it burned a major portion of the floor here, and it was a very, very hot fire. So it's pressurized smoke into the walls. So we need to demolish the majority of the materials in here because they're permeated with smoke, and there's no real opportunity to restore those. So we really have to go down to the bare wood and then rebuild. And then when we're done here, this house will be brand new. But this is something that we see just about every day, really. Our crew has done most of the demo here already.
A lot of demo.
Yep, but we've left this here for you. So why don't you go ahead and hop on down and take a look and see what we're going to be doing. What we're going to do is we're going to start by bringing out all this wet and dirty insulation, hand it up to me, and I'm going to go ahead and bag it and get it out of the way.
All right. Well, here we go, guys.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Oh, man. It's so much heavier than it looks. It looks like it's going to be like cotton, and it's actually like several blankets filled, I feel like.
The smell of insulation with dust and burn, like, ugh, it was just really intense. I can still smell it on myself right now.
It's actually like in our clothes, we were noticing.
This is so gnarly. Oh, can't even.
You guys might want to watch out. Every now and then we'll come across a rat or a mouse or something like that, so be on the lookout for those things just in case.
You're just saying that.
I wish I were. One of my very first experiences in a crawl space, we had a snake swim right on by, and that got my attention pretty fast.
Eric had just told us that there's snakes and rats sometimes under the floorboards, and then Bone's like, hey, help me over here with the insulation.
Can you get some of that, Jill?
Yeah. And I just crawled over there, and you can barely see anything in this environment anyway. We're wearing safety glasses, there's dust everywhere.
It was all fogged up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden my eyes focus in, and I was like,
Ever since we did Halt Pest Control, she wishes that she had gone underneath the house. But I knew that she was actually going to be going under this time, so I brought a little surprise.
Yep.
Hop on down on your knees there. What we're going to do is we're going to start by bringing out all this wet insulation and wet and dirty, full of soot insulation. Hand it up to me, and I'm going to go ahead and bag it and get it out of the way.
Okay.
And then go from there.
All right. Well, here we go, guys.
Okay.
Hi, buddy.
Thanks so much, everybody that was in on that. I really appreciate it.
Our next step is actually going to be to remove a portion of this floor. You guys want to give that a try?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
All right, sounds great.
Yes, sir.
Once Eric had us remove all the insulation, the next thing was to grab that circular saw. He went over some quick safety rules.
Bone, you want to give that a shot?
I am certified,
All
so
right.
let's do this.
Let's do it. You're just grabbing that nail right there, so just lift right up above there as you go through. You'll be good.
Like that?
Yep. Got it. Excellent.
These are full-on sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Then you have a mask on. Our goggles were all cloudy. We couldn't see.
Yeah.
I can only just imagine the people that are involved in restoration every single day.
I'll give you Thor's mighty hammer.
Oh, yes.
When Jill handed me that sledgehammer, I was ready to go. I was ready to destroy those boards.
Probably gonna need to crowbar those last ones out of there.
Do you know what? I accept more tools. There it is.
The most interesting thing was, as we were prying them up, seeing the dark scorch marks on the bottom from the fire was unbelievable.
Well done.
We did it. Your turn.
All right. I've never operated a circular saw before, I'm not going to lie.
Not too difficult.
I was pretty nervous about it.
What we want to do is we're going to want to cut right on the inside of this nail line.
Okay.
So go ahead and get the saw set up right there with the blade just ahead there.
Okay.
Level it out right there.
But he made me feel comfortable with it, though.
If you run into any nails or anything on this side, just back up a little bit, lift the toe up just a little bit, go right on over.
Okay.
Perfect.
Job,
You got
Jill.
it. All right. Good job.
Now the fun part. Yeah, Jill!
Oh, my goodness. Take that, fire.
Yeah!
Restoration! All right.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, like that. There you go. There we go.
Sweet.
Whoa, look at how burnt that. This nail's even burnt. Yep, you got it. Good job.
That's it?
Good job.
Woo!
We did it!
This was probably one of the most challenging, episodes that we've ever done.
Physically, for sure.
Hey, Eric, so how'd we do today?
You guys did a great job today. We got all this dirty insulation pulled out of here. We got this floor pulled up. Let's go
Let's
cleaned
do
up and
it.
meet with Brian back at the shop.
That sounds
right.
awesome.
Got to say, you both clean up pretty well.
Thank
we
you.
tried. There's a lot to clean. I'm not gonna lie.
I understand Eric worked you pretty hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had smoke coming off me in the shower. I mean, there was smoke.
I still
everywhere.
smell smoke, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I
Like,
know,
it's a
and your
hard thing.
finger-
It's a
yeah.
hard smell to get off.
It was a big job. You saw a good one.
We have so much respect for all the technicians that go in there and do
yeah.
that for 8 hours, 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
It was intense. And I realized that we only did a small portion of that
Right.
because there was a lot of work that went into that house beforehand,
True.
but still just the heat and the suits, our eyes were burning. It was
Yeah.
challenging to breathe. Even with a mask on, again, it's a newfound respect for someone that
Does that?
does it every single day.
And not to mention the psychological things that your technicians are seeing sometimes.
Crime scene,
yeah.
trauma scene.
Yeah.
It's never fun and it's never preceded by a celebration. Every
Right.
customer was having other than a celebration before we come in.
Right.
And it can never be forgotten.
How do you get involved in restoration?
It goes back a while. Our company was founded by my father, who was a business consultant, and really just happenstance was hired by a cleaning and restoration company. And he saw the structure of the company, how their marketing worked, and he fine-tuned them and built them up in sales, and then he became popular in that industry. And really the rest is history. It just evolved from there. My father actually he's considered the grandfather of restoration marketing by a lot of people. No one
That's
had,
fantastic.
yeah, no one
Yeah.
had
Wow.
put their finger on the marketing and the management structure. So many service companies seem to be good at doing service, not so good at customer experience, not so good at running a business, not so good at managing people or motivating people. So the crazy idea came to mind, how about a company that not only does service great, but maybe the technicians can smell good and comb their hair and smile.
What a genius idea.
Imagine
While
that.
they're servicing. Yeah. So when did you get involved with restoration personally?
When I was close to graduating from college, I knew my father traveled the country and he was working with these restoration companies. I got my degree in production management, minor in marketing, and I said, keep an eye out. Maybe somebody you know out there needs a marketing guy. And he threw the idea across. He said, think of this one, Brian. What about working together? You know, I'm traveling a lot. It's grinding me out, 3 weeks a month in an airplane. So we thought about that for a couple months because we had a great relationship. Didn't want to
This
do
is
anything.
before graduation.
Yep, still studying and cleaning toilets and urinals. As a janitor, that's how I got through college.
Wow.
Got it.
So I knew all
you
about
worked your
cleaning.
way through.
My parents taught all of us to work. I had 4 boys in the family, and nothing was handed. So yeah, we decided to jump in. It was awesome. I worked with them for 27 years.
So how did Stop evolve into franchising?
Well, in 1990, when I started working with my father, he had the idea, maybe someday we need to turn this into a franchise because a franchise would alleviate the need to fly to every client because as a business consultant, they expect you to come and tell them where to put their air movers and dehumidifiers. And a lot of that's not necessary and we can do it by phone. So the idea was there. And then based on the market that we were popular in, we were, all of our clients were already in the restoration industry. They hired us for our systems. They knew that we built big ones. They knew that we knew how to smooth things out, widen profit margins. So we had a client,
presence.
Perfect transition.
a clientele that didn't come from the franchise shoppers of the world, but we knew that they were out there. And we actually started selling it as a franchise in 1996.
Okay.
Our services,
Okay.
our program, and we called it Service Team of Professionals even before then. Then we started saying, okay, maybe we should be available to startup entrepreneurs. You don't have to be in the cleaning industry to learn what we know and to execute our systems.
Got it.
So we, started franchising as far as advertising ourselves as a franchise to the public, so to speak, in 2009. So not that long, really.
And how many franchisees do you have at this point?
We have 32 franchises open, 2 sold and opening, with a really good year shaping up.
Congratulations.
Is there a trend that you see across the board or what makes a good franchisee?
The first thing we tell new franchisees, the biggest and best franchisees in Service Team of Professionals call us the most. Because someone comes to us and says, I want to have a successful career. They're banking on us. They're investing in us. It's our job to not only just tell them what they're going to have to do, but to get them to do it. So in our coaching, in our training, we get deep into management, deep into marketing, deep into personal, relationship building and deep into finance and all the things that are required in business.
Right.
So that's number one. What type of person does well in stop? A student. Number two, loves helping people.
Right.
I mean, hands down, the most incredible part of this industry is that you're doing something worthwhile.
That must be fulfilling, where you're sort of introduced or interjected into a family's life where they're sort of at their lowest low. They've lost everything, and you're able to see them through that process of returning to a position of as normal as possible.
Right. When the call comes from our franchisees or a review that says, I didn't know how I was going to make it through this, and I wouldn't have made it through this if it wasn't for a service team of professionals. What else do you want?
That's phenomenal.
It's nice to be able to pay your bills, but what else more fulfilling than that?
Well, when there are so many businesses that offer a service, restoration, for example, it's the service, it's the above and beyond that really is a differentiator.
It's not a mistake that my father put the word team in our name and professionals. And it's a mouthful, service team of professionals. But we're a team here. We're a team at corporate. We're a team with each franchisee. They build a team in their office.
Yep.
It's
But collectively, you are one team.
and we're a big team. It's real here. And a day doesn't go by in my life where I don't appreciate every laborer in every franchise. Because without them, I have nothing.
So Brian, when you're not working so hard, what do you do in your spare time?
Antique cars have pretty much obsessed me since I was 13.
Since
I've
13?
Got a couple antique Fords. I've been active in that antique car club for years and years. Trustee on the Ford Foundation. Antique Fords, just fill in the blanks. Yeah, I'm a car guy for sure.
Well, with that in mind, we have a little surprise planned for you. You want to go check it out?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Little did I know we were going to show up at one of the classiest classic car places on the West Coast.
Welcome to Memory Lane. Glad to have you. You betcha.
As soon as we walked in, I think all three of our mouths dropped.
It's just gorgeous in here, and it's total eye candy. You don't even know where to look.
I'm Dale Matthews. They call me the old man. They've called me the old man since I was 36 years old. This is the kid here. And my son, Greg. And which one of you is the Ford guy?
This guy.
Oh, boy.
Guilty.
Why don't you just look around here? We keep 60 cars in stock. I got all kinds. I specialize in early V8 Fords. And if you love old Fords,
You'll go to heaven for that.
we can talk forever about old Fords because I live, eat, sleep, and breathe old cars and basketball. If you can't dribble it or drive it, I don't know nothing about it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Check them out, open them up, act like you own them, and have a little fun.
This place is something else. There is not a lot of places like this left.
Brian, he was like the kid in a candy store, and he was just overwhelmed, I think.
Give it the parade wave.
This got the original upholstery in it.
Seriously?
The original
No way.
upholstery.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a redone seat.
Wow.
No, sir.
Yeah, this is a nice car. Very nice. Sweet. Look at some Fords.
All right.
Where are the Fords, old man?
We also had another surprise for Brian.
Okay, now we're talking. 40 Deluxe convertible. Now we're talking. When Jill and Bone pulled the cover off of that 40 Ford convertible, man, I got chills.
Here's a Ford for you.
Yes, it is. It's the only Ford anyone never needs to know about. 1940 Deluxe. Thank you very much. I'm looking under the hood. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 40 Ford convertible Deluxe, come on. Oh yeah, totally stock. 221 V8. I like it. The keys in it?
You know they are. Let's go check it out.
These are in the car. This is the perfect time to pull out what I think is now my new style.
I'm into it. All right, Brian, let's hit the road. Thanks, man.
I can't remember the last time I drove a 40 Ford convertible, if I've ever really driven one.
The old man giving us the opportunity to actually drive his vehicle. This doesn't happen very often.
I've worked on a lot of them for people and friends of mine, I don't know. But today I drove a 44 Deluxe convertible. I don't know how much he likes you guys, but man, to give us the keys to this car is really doing something. Blown away, what can I say? You got me, guys. Get to work! Yeah, this car rides so tight. It really is a nice car. Show you some flathead power.
Oh, yeah.
Even though Brian is wearing sunglasses, I swore I saw him shed a tear.
Great day to be in a 40 convertible.
That was a blast.
Thanks so much for riding with me.
Brian, thank you for
Our
the
pleasure.
opportunity just working with you, learning more about Stop.
It's been a blast.
And we have one more surprise for you. Let's grab this little treasure chest. This is a one-of-a-kind pin that we've created
Really?
for you. With Stop colors, of course.
Stop red, of course.
On the outside, needs some work. On
Yes,
the
it
inside,
does.
bright and shiny.
Awesome, thank you.
And this is, I believe, your first car, right?
44 Deluxe Coupe.
Again, in
Yeah.
Stop red.
My first car.
And I think you know what this is.
That's a hubcap from a 37 Ford.
Yeah.
Now, we do have 4 of them, but it was a little clanky, so that's
Yeah.
why we only went with one. So we have all
Right.
4 for you.
In Stop red. I
Yeah,
like it.
Stop red. So,
Thanks so much. Group hug.
Yeah!
Bong.
Yeah!
Thank you so much.
let's go restore more things.
Let's go this way! If you enjoyed this episode of Get to Work, don't forget to like and subscribe.